My next guest is a name that you might find familiar from his exuberant videos on social media, and now his work with the Amputee Coalition. It's the man on the street, Trevor Bunch. Trevor is a personal trainer who brings his unique experiences as a bilateral above-the-knee amputee to his clients, and he provides them with carefully thought-out programs that help assist with returning to fitness and keeping folks injury-free in the process. Here's my man, Trevor. Hi guys, welcome to Restore Your Everyday. I'm Kosi Belloso, amputee physical therapist, and this is my good friend Trevor Bunch from the Fitbunch. And he's here to talk to us today about returning to fitness. So Trevor, thank you so much for being on the show. It's kind of ironic that this is actually our first time meeting in person. It is. So we connected, what, about a year ago on Facebook? About
a year ago on Facebook.
I have to admit, I've been trolling all of your videos, and guys, you really need to start checking out his videos. But I'm jumping ahead of the game right now. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Trevor Bunch. I am 30 years old. I've been a fitness coach for about 8 years, and about 5 years ago I decided that something needed to change in the world to individuals with limb loss, and I've made it my mission since then to bridge the gap between clinical settings like physical therapy and occupational therapy into real life using the gym.
That's pretty amazing. So you've been using your prosthetic since you were a wee lad?
Yes. So I'm a congenital double above the knee amputee since age 13 months. Yes.
So were you always athletic as a child? Were you the kid that was always kind of bouncing around, or how did that?
I was pretty crazy active as a kid. I didn't really participate in any sports until I was probably in high school, actually. I did a little bit of wheelchair racing when I was younger, but as far as any other organized sports, no. I just did wheelchair racing, and then high school I got into wrestling, and that was it.
There you go.
Yep.
So obviously that just kind of fueled you to want to make your career in fitness in general.
A little bit, yeah. My whole insertion into the fitness world was pretty much by chance. I was working a job that I didn't really like working, and I was on my way, like 21 years old, going downtown with a friend to hang out and party, and he had just gotten his personal training certificate, and he was like, you spend like five days a week in the gym anyway, why don't you
Might as well get paid for it?
Right, yeah. So, and I was like, that's not a bad idea. And initially it was really just to kind of bide some time while I was figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. But after a few years, I started to really pick up steam and develop a passion for it. So
that's really cool.
Okay.
So Trevor, obviously you acclimated to using legs at a very early age. But when you found out you were going to become a father, and obviously the physical component of being a parent, of carrying a child, carrying a baby carrier, did you do anything differently about your fitness to kind of prepare for fatherhood?
A lot of my It changed my perspective just a little bit on some of the things I was doing in terms of my fitness. Much that I changed what I was doing, just more or less why I was doing it. I've always really believed that individuals who have limb loss and use prosthetics need to be kind of prepared for any sort of life situation. So as much as I can, if I ever have to drag a body out of a burning building or through the woods.
Hiding a body 30 different ways. No,
right.
I'm kidding.
No, but if there's anything like that comes up that requires that I, perform at a very high level, I want to be able to do that. So I wouldn't say that it changed what I was doing so much as like my motivation for doing it has really, really changed. It became that much more impassioned because I was like, all right, I've got to be able to pick up my kid, carry her in whatever situation, up a hill, down a hill, up steps, down steps, and I do it every day. So.
And I remember seeing there's a particular video that my jaw just dropped. You were carrying the baby carrier, which for those of you who are parents, like I'm a mother 4 times over, carrying those baby carriers is like carrying just
tough.
And maneuvering, and you show this video of you leaving your home with it, going down the steps of your home, getting her into the car, and no curse words, which by the way, I was very impressed. I was very impressed.
No cussing, yes.
So no, I love the fact that becoming a father is what changed your
It just changed
your
my
viewpoint
outlook, yeah.
on fitness
Yeah,
and how
being-
that can change.
And yeah, like I said, I think that we have an obligation to be able to function at whatever level is necessary. I can say that I don't want to miss out on anything that comes with my kid just because I'm an amputee.
And that's part of the theme of this month is fitness is not just the high-end athlete, it's about just even doing the everyday activities of your life and increasing your fitness level to be able to do those things.
It's completely relative.
So Trevor, let's go a little bit back to your business. What was it that motivated you to start this business?
Yeah, so Fitbunch kind of came out of necessity. I was working as an independent contractor for a personal training company, and they said, hey, you guys got to get set up with LLCs. So I was like, all right, whatever, that's fine. It's beneficial, so whatever, I did that. And that was kind of the baseline fundamental. And it's my last name, by the way, Fitbunch. They say not to use your last name or name in your business, but
I've got Cosi Talk, so that's not very
works.
original
What
either.
does Cosi
So
do? She talks.
I talk. I do that, and I do a lot of that.
I'm
Anyways,
Fit Bunch. It works well. So with that, that's kind of what brought about Fitbunch at its most basic level. But it wasn't until I actually visited CFI here in San Antonio, Texas, and I started to. I saw that they had this just immense fitness facility, and nobody was really using it. And I was like, it might have been just a dead time in the day or whatever, but nobody was really using it. And I was like, these guys should be in here hammering this stuff out, getting functional at whatever activity level they're at right now.
Yep.
And it was that trip probably 6 years ago now that really, 5 or 6 years ago now, yeah, that really inspired Fitbunch to become what it is now.
now, you and I have had several discussions about the differences between personal trainers and physical therapists and what happens when a patient or a client finishes traditional physical therapy. So they learn how to use their prosthesis and they're walking around independently, but they get winded after walking 150 feet. And the physical therapy insurance-based clinic might say, sayonara.
Sorry.
And the person's not ready to go onto a full-on gym.
Right.
What do you do in between? Now, for someone like yourself, you have just that unique perspective. And what I really love is you know how to get your patients back into fitness without them getting injured.
Yes, that's a big
So that's a huge thing. And as a PT, I'm like, yes, this is how it should look like. This is awesome. So tell us a little bit about how do you start your level? They're not high enough to go to full-on gym, but they need to get cranking.
Yeah, it's a really unique challenge to work with somebody right out of the gate. And I've worked with people with amputation at every stage of the game. People who have been amputees longer than I've been alive. People who have been...
Which is not saying much. No, I'm kidding.
People who have been amputees longer than I've been alive, and people who are amputees just a couple of weeks out of surgery. And everybody just gets an initial kind of baseline assessment. I take a person, compare them to any other individual with limb loss that I've encountered before or worked with, with a similar history, and say, okay, well maybe you're not quite ready for this that we just tried, that I tried with this person, but you've got this. I'll say it's not like a super formalized assessment, but it is taking a look at different aspects of their functionality, comparing that to their goals, and seeing what we have to do to increase that functionality to meet those ADL goals or any other sort of goals.
That's how it should be. So I guess my next question should be is, if you don't have a Trevor Bunch living in your town, how do you understands the importance of preventing injury and how to tailor each program uniquely?
It's really tough because all personal trainers just have the best of intentions. They really do. They want to do the best. We're inherently do-gooders who just want to wow their clients, knock their socks off, and make every workout the best workout of somebody's life. But for somebody who's new to the gym and has limb loss, or maybe not quite ready for the full-on gym experience, I would say just having that conversation with a fitness coach and really making sure that it's something that they are ready and willing to get familiar with. Any of the functional levels, what you may or may not be capable with, and drawing those lines crystal clear for everybody from the get-go, and that will ensure that you have a safe experience. And also knowing that even though you're paying them and showing up to work out with them, you're not always obliged to do every single thing that they ask you to do all the time. And if you feel uncomfortable with something,
Speak up.
Speak up. Reel it back in. All right, that is 100% what I would do. If you are unable to link up with me or another trainer who is familiar with working out with an amputation, just having that conversation, being upfront, making sure that working with somebody with limb loss, using a prosthetic, not using a prosthetic, whatever the case may be, is something that the trainer is comfortable with.
Well, Trevor, I have really appreciated hearing your viewpoint. If people want to find you, you're all over social media, folks. If you haven't seen his videos and his work with the Amputee Coalition, you're really missing out. Where can people find you on social media?
So you can check out my Facebook page, the Fitbunch. That is the best bet to get a hold of me on a professional level. Generally try to encourage people not to connect with me on my personal page. Got a lot of that already.
But you're good.
Business
when
pleasure.
You're good.
I don't know. No, but yeah, that's so Trevor Bunch is my Facebook page. As well, you can look up trevor.fitbunch on Instagram, as well as Fitbunch, just Fitbunch on Instagram. I also do social media for the Amputee Coalition as well, and that's another part that you can kind of reach out. Wouldn't say reach out to me through there, but you can see some stuff that I post on the Amputee Coalition Facebook page.
Well, Trevor, thank you so much for sharing your stories with us today. Really enjoyed having your insight as a personal trainer. But folks, we're not done with you yet here on Restore Your Everyday, Return to Fitness Month. If you want to learn more, visit us at www.restoreyoureveryday.com. You can submit your email address and start getting the weekly subscriptions to the website. All right, guys, stick around. More things to come. Bye.